Welcome to KDdrama Divas, a podcast and community for passionate fans of Korean dramas. Join us as we explore the captivating world of K-dramas, discussing the latest releases, timeless classics, and everything in between. Whether you're a seasoned K-drama addict or just stepping into this addictive realm, get ready to laugh, cry, and fangirl with the K-Drama Divas. Greetings from your K-Drama Divas podcast. I'm here with my co-hosts,
Serena
and Maureen.
And we are discussing another Miss O. But before we jump into that conversation, is there any drama news or things you want to share that you've been watching? Anyone?
Well, I know I watched Physical 100 season 2, and I know Maureen, you watched it also.
Yes.
So that's a quick. I think there's only 6 episodes in it, or 8. There are only there aren't
9.
many. Oh, there's 9. Okay, 9 episodes. So if you have not seen Physical 100, and I don't know, even if you're not into physical fitness, I think it's amazing to watch these people. And the premise is they pull in 100 physically fit people from all different
Yes.
parts of life, whether you're an athlete or in this one is one of our favorite actors who is in it, who loves bodybuilding and sports and just being physically fit.
Yes.
You have some people like they're tree climbers and they cut down like arborists. So there's people from all kinds of life, and it's to figure out which physique, because everybody has a different body build, which physique is the strongest and the best. So
Wow.
I thought the season 1 was great, and I really enjoyed this season 2. So watch it if you haven't. It's a quick.
I haven't watched it. I haven't.
It really is. It's very entertaining.
Yes.
It will grab you.
Really? It's
Yes.
addicting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Would Michael like it?
I think he would.
Okay. And so you've watched both seasons now, Serena?
Yes, and I watched the first season because my brother told me to.
Oh.
So, yes. My brother Richard, shout out to you. So, yes.
And I believe we got Richard addicted to K-dramas, did we?
We did.
Well,
we did.
Technically it was you, but I'll take credit for it too.
Well, if it comes from me, it comes from you, and it comes from you. So,
yeah, her brother Richard has taught me a lot about life. So I'm glad I could
give back.
Yes.
Return the favor.
Yeah.
Right, teach him about K-dramas.
So, Richard, you're welcome if you're listening. Well, I'll have to give Physical 100 a try. I think my mom's been trying to get me to watch it anyway, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Like all the dramas you see, right? Always listen to your mother. Okay, so let's start talking about Another Miss O.
Another Miss O is a romantic comedy from 2016. It revolves around 2 women, both named Oh Ha-young, and their interconnected lives. Oh Ha-young, the main Oh Ha-young in the story, played by So Hyun-jin, is a semi-successful career woman who faces a series of setbacks in her personal and professional life just days before her wedding. Actually, it was like the day before her wedding. Her fiance called it off, and she was, oh my gosh, gobsmacked.
Yeah.
She couldn't believe it. Yes. On the other hand, another woman, also named Oh Ha-young, is going through her own struggles. This series explores the themes of fate, love, and the consequences of choices as the 2 women navigate through their intertwined destinies. The drama is known for its quirky characters, humor, and emotional moments, making it a popular choice among K-drama enthusiasts.
Like us. Mom, you watched Another Miss O first, if I recall correctly, and then you told Serena and I that we had to watch it, and you kept telling us, like you always. And Serena started, and I finally gave in, and I really did enjoy it, even though I was so resistant. I don't think I was resistant. It's just that there's so many I want to watch and so limited on time.
Right.
So, I think while I was watching it, Netflix announced it was going to be removed from the platform, and it was like, oh, I better finish fast, which it wasn't difficult for me anyway. But
I wish they wouldn't do that.
I know. Stop it,
Mhm.
Netflix.
I know.
Stop it.
Yes.
And this was also the first drama that we got our friend Kim to watch, and that was fun.
I didn't remember that. So
Yeah, because she was recovering from surgery, and whenever we know someone recovering from surgery,
try to draw in.
it's like, oh, you're recovering from surgery, you have nothing to do. We have something.
Let us help you.
We will change your life.
Now it's Chantel. We can get her going.
I know. She told me, oh, so I guess this can be for the whole world to hear, but she told me she started a soap. And I don't know if she was
A
referring,
Korean stuff?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm very curious. She hasn't responded to
I
my
wonder if she
inquiry.
just calls them soaps
I know.
because she's from England. So I wonder if she just refers to them differently.
I don't know. I'm very
We'll
curious.
have to find out.
One more on the team.
That's right.
Anyway,
I learned today that 2 people do not make a club, but 3 or more do. So we are a
Wow.
club.
yes. I didn't know that until right
No.
now.
I never heard that before.
It's true or not, but somebody said it. So I thought it fit.
I always feel like we're a club. I'm wondering what drew you guys to this drama because you really loved it. And I mean, you really wanted us to watch it, Mom.
Mhm.
And you'd probably seen it several times.
It sounded cute, and I like who was in it. And I wanted to see it because the second male lead, he was in Weightlifting Fairy. Uh,
And he's also the one that's in Physical
yes, he is.
100 season 2.
Lee Jae-hoon, and oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you mean you find him hot?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, Mom.
she finds most of them hot, though. At least the male leads.
Yeah. But by the end of Another Miss O, I was so engrossed in the story, I forgot that that was the reason why I started watching it. I didn't even think about him because I loved the romance between the male lead and the female lead so much.
Now, so funny story about watching this. So when my mom described this drama to me, she said something similar to there's this woman named Miss O, and she has really bad luck, and her life is falling apart. And there's this other Miss O who she grew up with, and she decides to become her. And
I don't remember ever saying that, but okay.
What do you think you said?
she may not remember, but she did. She did say that. And so when I started watching it, I was like, okay, when is she going to assume this other Miss O's identity? And it was really confusing.
Sometimes it's better not to know much about it, right?
Yes, yes. And thankfully, I think after the first episode, I brought it up to her and said, when does she assume the other person's identity? And then I found out I was completely looking for the wrong thing. And so it was a good thing that I brought it up because it was almost another forecasting
Love and
love and weather disaster, which one day we'll talk about that, but we won't for now.
Okay. I was going to ask why that was a disaster, but another day.
oh my gosh.
Table that for now.
Okay.
I think you should have talked to me after the first episode of that one too.
Well, I wish I would have.
And I don't think, I mean, totally off the subject, going on a side road, but I think you like that one, right? And I watched it and I liked it.
Me
so-
too.
Okay.
I've
But it
seen
might
it like
be
3 times.
It might have been preconceived ideas,
Yes.
and that's the issue.
Yes,
Okay. All
that's
right.
entirely true because
Okay.
I kept waiting for this one moment and it never happened.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
by the end, I was like,
Better not to know.
yes, yes.
Go in knowing
So,
nothing.
anyway, all that to say, Mom, if you describe if you describe a drama, make sure you're describing the right drama.
Maybe you dreamt it.
You have been dreaming about K-dramas lately, haven't you?
I have. I have.
Maybe you did dream that.
I didn't dream these.
Oh no.
I remember. But
All
that's
right.
fine. We'll let it go. We'll let it go.
Another day, another time.
Okay. But you already brought up episode 1. I think it's a really good episode to talk about because it kind of sets the stage for the entire drama. It was very painful to watch for
Right.
me.
Yes.
I don't know about you guys, but yeah, so let's talk about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, part of the painful part is Oh Hee Young, the lead female character. She just seems to have the worst luck. Everything she does kind of seems to somehow get sabotaged, not by her own doing, but just from the luck of the draw, I guess.
Mhm.
And I don't think of this as a comedy, but there are definitely some comedic moments in it. And one of them that was in episode 1 is she's riding her bike. I think she was in the park, and somehow she just crashes and burns. And so the poor gal, she's all scraped up and her bike's all dinged up. So she picks up her bike and she's walking at home, and she's walking up the stairs, and not only is she in shambles, but then her skirt is tucked into the back of her pants as she's walking up. And I guess it's good. It seems like they all wear shorts underneath their skirts, which is a
Mhm.
good thing. So the poor gal is she's just
Yes.
a mess. And that's just kind of how her life goes.
Mhm.
She didn't do anything wrong. She didn't do anything bad. She's kind of minding her own business. And next thing you know, her shorts or her dress is stuck in her shorts, and
Right.
that's kind of her life.
Oh, so painful.
Painful if you're her.
Yes. And then her wedding getting called off the day before she's supposed to be married.
Right.
I mean, I can't imagine. And there might be spoilers. You might want to fast forward through the next minute. I don't know. But it really I think you find out fairly soon that it wasn't her that called off the wedding. When do we find out? Do you
Well,
It's
recall?
in a few
it's
episodes.
yeah, there's a
Yeah.
few episodes.
But I mean, you can kind of tell by her facial
Well,
expressions and
yes. Well, I mean,
us as
sh
the
You
viewer.
you know from the beginning.
yes,
Okay.
we know, but her parents,
Right.
which was important
Right.
Mm-hmm.
because her mother, who is a great actress
Oh,
anyway, oh my gosh, but her mother just is constantly hitting her, and it's just you feel so bad for her because her mother is so upset with her for calling off the wedding. So it's like she's just in attack mode,
right.
and they finally kick her out too because of it. They're just so upset with her, and they said, "Go live on your own."
You like disown her.
Yes.
And I think they're trying to have tough love because it just seems like her life is going nowhere and falling apart. And it is,
Right.
but it's not by her own doing.
Right.
That's the one piece they.
Right.
Mhm.
And if they knew the situation for what it really was, their response to it would have been different.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Because
Mhm.
they're actually very loving parents.
Right.
Yes, they
And
are.
I don't know if we want to about that now or later, but
Yeah, we can talk about that now.
I just love the relationship with her and her family. I just and I mean we can bring up the gal that plays the mother. She has been in several different dramas. She is one of my favorite actresses, and she's in a lot of different things.
Kim My Kun? I don't know about the pronunciation, but
Yeah,
she is amazing.
she is amazing. And I love her and everything. She was in The Heirs, she was in her private life. She was in It's Okay Not to Is that the right one?
Yes.
It's Okay
think
Not
so.
to Be Okay, Force Casting Love and Weather, Crash Course in Romance, Welcome to Sam Del Rye, and Welcome to Wedding Hell. And I know she
You
has
know
been
what?
in
She's
so
also
many
been
more. Yeah.
Remarriage and Desires, which
Okay. Those
that's a
were
good
just the ones
one.
I've seen her in personally. But I kind of
Mhm.
looked it up and it says that she's been in 115 different TV series, web series, films, and theaters. And she's been doing it since 1985.
Wow.
So, and another side note on her is apparently in December, she was diagnosed with a stroke syndrome, which is poor blood flow to the brain, which causes cell death. And she had surgery for osteoarthritis. So, but that when I read that, that made me really sad because I just really admire her as an actress. So I hope she is recovering well and doing great. So
Yes.
that was a total rabbit hole.
No, that's true. I mean, she is one of my favorites,
Yes.
and that makes me so sad to hear
Yeah.
because
Yes.
yeah, everyone, let's pray for her
Yes.
healing
Yes.
because um we want a full recovery and
Yeah.
good health for her, not
Definitely.
just so that she's in our dramas,
That's
but also
just for
so
her
that
personally. Yeah.
for her
Yeah.
personally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Their relationship is, as Maureen said, the mom's always beating on the daughter and always pushing,
Mhm.
but you will not find a family and a mother that loves her children, her daughter more than that mother does. So as much as she beats on her, she also is there 100% for her
Mhm.
and loves her and I think would really do anything for her.
The father was an interesting character. He doesn't say a lot, but
Mhm.
his actions,
Mhm.
they do speak
Right.
louder than words.
Right.
And I I really I really liked him a lot.
Right.
I've seen him in other shows, but I'm not sure what shows. I did not look him up either. Anyway, like there's this one scene where she gets up real early in the morning and she brings over these I think she brings some ingredients or else she goes to her parents' house and they have it already. But anyway, all three of them, the mother and the father and her, are are making this lunchbox for the male lead, and it's just it's so neat.
Right. They all just jump in and help.
Yes, and I love seeing the father with the rolling pin, and
Yes.
it was funny.
It is funny. And one of the reasons I love that scene is it's this unspoken
Mhm.
act.
Yes.
They all know that she's making a lunchbox for him,
Right.
and they all kind of like the parents make eye contact, but they just jump right in and start helping her. She doesn't ask for help. It's like they're all on a mission.
Right. Well, and I think they all know each other so well that they just read each other and
Mhm.
they don't have to talk because they just know what needs to be done and they just do it, And I love the fact that when they are, I don't know, stressed or mad or whatever is going on, that they dance. I love the dance scene.
Mhm.
Um,
They're so dramatic
Mhm.
and
yes,
silly and
yes,
passionate, and
yes, yes,
they dance.
Uh-huh. But then do you remember with the scene where the mother tells her, "You better not dance"?
yes, yes.
Because if she starts dancing, the mom will start dancing. It's like they can't control themselves.
No, no.
It's so funny.
Yeah. And the other part I like about the mother's character is that also when she gets so passionate and she's so mad at whatever people are saying or doing, she starts taking off her clothes. And she did that in one of the other dramas that I saw. I think it was Welcome to Sam Marie. Well, how do you say it?
I love that drama, but I can't
Yes.
pronounce it.
I know her
Mhm.
Sam Del Ree or
Yeah.
Rye. But she did the same thing in there. So I love that. I love that. I just like running down the street.
It's really funny because when we were going to talk about this, that was one of the things I was thinking of. Oh, I think she takes off her clothes when she gets upset. But then I was like, no, that was the other drama.
Yeah.
But then I realized it is both.
Right. Must be something she just likes to bring to the different characters,
Uh-huh.
I would assume. I don't know. I love it.
Maybe it fit for both characters.
Definitely.
It's just so funny.
Yeah.
So funny. The male lead in the drama, Park Do Kyung, is that how you say his name? How would you pronounce
I
it?
don't know. I mean, uh, that's good, I guess.
If you could all see her look of judgment.
Love.
I'm not sure how to say it, but he has the ability to foresee the future.
It's just that it's just come on him, though. He never had before.
That's
Right.
true. That's true. I At first I wasn't sure what I thought about that part of the story. I thought, "Oh, this is strange. It's a little sci-fi." I mean, I guess it's not sci-fi. I don't know what you'd call it, but I wasn't sure if I would enjoy it, but it did end up growing on me because it went places that I didn't expect.
And I don't know that when I watched it, that I actually realized that, you know, when we were talking about it later and you said he could see the future, for some reason that hadn't clicked in my brain. I mean, I knew he was, but I
Mhm.
hadn't thought that far into it,
Mm,
thinking, "Oh, he's seeing the future," but
Mhm.
I mean, that is what's happening. So,
it's true.
One of my favorite parts relates to this. In episode 12, he sees the future of the event and it doesn't go well. And he decides he's going to love her 100% and he's going to give it all
mhm.
instead of 89% like in the what she was saying 89%. So, in order to do that, he is not going to be like his normal self. In episode 12, in his vision, he saw that he said don't get sick to her in this hospital scene, which I love. That is one of my favorite scenes.
Mm.
Absolutely. Instead, he says to her, I'm glad you're sick and that I mean, I'm glad you're sick and I wouldn't change anything. I mean, I'm just making up these words, but it's basically I wouldn't change anything. I would ruin your wedding day. I would ruin it just so I could be with you.
Right.
And ah, that and then she's sitting there listening to what he said, but she had closed the curtain when they had met face to face.
Right.
And so she's listening and then he just walks out and he's walking out of the hospital and he's walked a little ways and then all of a sudden you see her footsteps running towards him and that's what got them back together because there was a little uh
Tiff.
yes, brought on by the ex-fiance.
Mhm.
Yeah, the visions and when he started changing, when he would see visions of what would happen and he decided, I'm not going to let these things happen,
Right.
and he'd make these changes and be opposite of how he would normally be.
Mhm.
That's I really started liking those parts. It kept my hope alive that it would have a good ending.
I think I mean, if you want to take it out of the movie realm and bring it into real life, I think it speaks to the fact that, we're all walking on a path and we can walk that path, or just by some little tweaks, it can totally change our whole life. So,
Yeah.
as we go through our days and every hour of the day, the things that we choose, and it takes me back to something, their relationship is their original relationships with their relative, now ex-fiancés, I think were good relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they would have lasted and been good. But because of all of these crazy circumstances and all of these just little changes in each one of their lives, how it brings them together. But what they have is even so much greater.
Yes.
And they had to go through those trials, unfortunately, to
Mm-hmm.
get to this even better than what they had. So just a little encouragement,
Yeah. We could choose to be different.
right?
Yeah. We
Yep.
can make it where it's not too late.
That's right.
See how much we can get from another Miss O out of life, real life.
Applications.
What did you guys think about some of the other relationships in the drama? For example, the male lead, since I can't say his name,
I
the
know.
male lead's sister
Yes.
and his best friend, and then his brother and the young girl.
Right. I
I
know.
don't know what to
Convenience
call her.
store girl.
Convenience
Yes.
store girl.
I know Maureen has some strong opinions, right?
Uh, well, I know that they were somewhat necessary, I guess, but I felt like they went on too long. But anyway, that doesn't matter.
I kind of agree that I think that the sister and the best friend was I like their relationship and I liked just the interaction with them. But I do thinking back on it, I think the brother and his girlfriend, I think there was, I mean, I don't know how that really enhanced the story other than they were there to come up with the story of making the sister feel better about her circumstances. But to me, that
Oh,
was the only thing that played a positive,
Yeah.
so
It didn't, you're right. It didn't add to it.
yeah,
I liked the storyline of the best friend and sister, but the brother, yeah,
mhm.
I
not
didn't
so
really
much.
like that. But it was interesting how all their relationships were so different.
Hmm.
Um, because the brother and convenience store girl, I mean, it was very surfacey, silly, young love.
Right.
And does anyone think that was gonna last? I don't think it would. Maybe it would.
I mean, you never know if that's what somebody
Yeah.
wants. Some people, that's what they want.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, maybe. And then the best friend and sister, that was more like duty.
right.
But yeah, they really had genuine feelings for each other.
Well, and probably because they had known each other for so long that
Mm-hmm.
I think that that would work. Eventually they would find that love for each other.
Yeah, I think so.
Really, another favorite part of mine was the end of episode 9 and first part of episode 10. And that is, oh my gosh. Ah,
Why? What?
the way he kisses her. Oh my gosh. It was really good.
Imagining yourself there, aren't you?
Oh my gosh, because she was hitting him with her bag and he wasn't doing anything, but she was attacking him a little.
Oh,
Okay, and he was trying to block her and stop her. And then finally he just puts her against the wall and kisses her, and it was a good scene.
There were a lot of good scenes. I also want to talk about, if we can, so the male lead sister, back on
hmm
her physical ability, her I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? She is so flexible and
Yes.
strong and just it's just amazing to watch her just in that. And then I've seen her in something else following this. I watched something else with her in it. I don't remember what it was, but it was just like it was like, come on, do some of your moves. To see it because it
Mhm.
literally is amazing what she does. So,
You're right.
you are right. She does throughout the whole drama too.
yeah, right.
I don't recall seeing her in anything else.
I've seen her in something else.
I'll have to look. If you guys chat a moment, I will look
Yeah,
and see what it was.
I'm really curious what it is.
So she was in Dodo Sol Sol La La Sol.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
Yes.
which
Yes.
I've seen that.
I have not seen it.
You haven't?
No.
I watched it because you told me to.
No, because I would never tell you to because I was afraid it had a bad ending.
No. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it.
Hmm.
It's really sweet.
Okay,
You should
okay.
watch it.
I was I just hate sad endings. And
Why
for
would you
some
think that was sad?
I don't know. I thought I heard that it had a sad ending and I was always too afraid to watch it.
Wow.
So maybe that'll be up next on my watch list. So, any other final thoughts on another Miss O?
No, I personally I liked it. I liked the quirkiness of it. At first, she kind of I think for me, it took me a little bit to get used to her, but you just kind of fall in love with her. Um, and I think all of the characters aside from probably the brother's convenience store girlfriend. I liked all of the characters, even the relationship he had with the people that worked under him, his relationship with
Yes.
that, how it grew
Yes.
and everything. I thought that was great. I just
Mhm.
think all the way around it was good relationships throughout the whole story.
Mhm.
I agree. So, overall, what would you rate Another Miss O out of 5?
I would give it a 5.
See, there's so many I would say 5, but maybe I don't know. It's like I want to say 4 just so that everything isn't a 5, but I really like it. So
You
I
can
guess
give
I
it a
should
5 if you
give it a 5.
and I would give it a 4.5.
Oh,
I
all
don't
right.
know why. And I feel like maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh, but there's just something where it doesn't quite get a 5 from me, but it's definitely worth watching.
It's the brother's girlfriend.
Maybe that's why. So even though it's been removed from Netflix, Another Miss O is still available on Viki for streaming. So if you haven't seen it, check it out there.
I think it's Another Miss Oh Hi Young on Vicky.
Okay, Another Miss Oh Hi Young.
Yes.
Okay. So let us know what you thought by leaving us a comment or connecting with us at KDdrama Divas. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the KDdrama Divas podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode as much as we did. Before we part ways, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review wherever you get your podcasts. Connect with us on social media at KDdrama Divas to stay up to date on recent podcasts and to share your thoughts and recommendations.